Good day, dear chess lovers, Liren here, and in this video I want to take a quick look at a round 9 game of the ongoing 2020-21 FIDE Candidates tournament. Liren is on the white side and he's playing against Maxime Vachier-Lagrave. Without further ado now, let's get started with the game. But first, let me tell you that the game turned out to be extremely complicated, but I will try to keep it as simple as possible. So by playing knight f6 and then g6, seems like that black's next move wants to be a move like, for example, d5. This is a flexible position. Greenfield defense can be played, or King's Indian defense. But to g6, white answered with a very aggressive h4 move. Yes, from move 3 on, Liren is revealing his aggressive intentions, and he wants to say that all he wants is a sharp battle. He wants that full point. And then the game took the shape of Benoni defense. Knight bd7, knight f3, so this h-pawn is still stuck on the 4th rank, right? And knight g4, black is opening up the dark squared bishop's diagonal. From here the knight can jump both on e5, and also in some cases black can put the queenside knight on f6. Finally, this h-pawn is making another move, bishop g5, and bishop takes c3. Yeah, at this point you have to be careful. If f6, then h6 can be unpleasant, and if bishop f6, which is playable, but seems like that in this case white is getting slightly better chances. That's why in the game we see the most precise defensive move. An exchange on c3 followed, and then f6. Bishop goes back on d2, g5. White castled, knight ge5, and it was in here that Liren made a very powerful move which took me by surprise. Knight d4. How do you like this beauty, guys? So turns out that the d4 pawn was not guarded, and white can cold-heartedly place his knight in there. From here the knight wants to jump, for example, on f5, and then white can play f4. Yeah, by playing knight d4, white is also opening up the f-pawn's path. The French chess grandmaster accepted the piece sacrifice, after which castled kingside. But it turns out that this is a mistake, and playing knight f7 is better. If rook e1, then castling kingside. If bishop d3, then queen d8. White has a nice bishop pair, nice attacking chances, but black's position looks solid. Let's not forget that black has an extra piece. Instead in the game we see, although let me tell you that yes, the position remains highly complicated, you know. Instead in the game we see castling kingside, and so this quick black allowed white to win back the sacrificed piece. a4 knight c5, a5 rook b8, rook a3, both keeping under control this b3 square. Also now white can double up his rooks on the a file. Yeah, something which on move 24 we see. Black is not allowing white rooks to intrude inside the 7th rank. Queen d1 king g7, rook a2, knight e4, bishop d3. Of course white has an advantage, but still realizing it is not that easy. Yeah, it turns out to be that still black is holding. White is now targeting this vulnerable pawn on b6, and then several exchanges followed and the minor pieces are gone. Queen e2. Well, at this point it's not quite clear why not rook f3, so this line could allow white to win on the spot. And then queen a8, or I don't know, queen a6 can follow. Look at the evaluation, guys. White is just crushing. Instead, in the game we see queen e2, and the problem with this move is that after e4 the f3 square is already under control. Rook b5, queen e5, g3, queen d4, rook b1. Yeah, and suddenly black got a chance to put resistance, you know. At this point, again, it's not that clear why not rook takes b6. This is a move which is allowing white to win. Well, this is one of the possible lines. The pawn on e4 is also dropping, and then white can already intrude inside opponent's camp. And then first a prophylactic king h2 move, preventing any checks. Yeah, the first rank is vulnerable. And now rook f6 is coming, and black king is almost in a mating net. Yeah, and already we can see forced mating 30, 29. This is crazy. Instead, yeah, strangely, rook takes b6 was not made. We see rook d1. Another chance is missed, and d6. Probably this is the last chance here. Already after d6, white can no longer win. It was better first to bring the queen on b1, from where it can keep an eye both on b6 and on e4, and only then go for d6, you know. Instead, we see d6 straight away, which is allowing black to put a very tough defense. So an exchange of rooks on d6 also followed, and then the pawn on d7 dropped, and we almost have an equality, you know. White has some initiative. We can see that all the time. Now Liren will start to create problems for his opponent, but Vachier-Lagrave played very accurately, and his defense turned out to be impregnable. Of course, let me tell you once again that the position remains extremely complicated. There are too many underwater stones, but let's not cover all those sidelines, you know. Let's just see how the game went on. So black announced some more checks. Yeah, all the time black is holding a very tough defense, a very solid position. Another check, yeah, queen e2. All the time Liren is trying to find ways of making a progress, but seems like that there is no way. So at this point the only defensive move is king f6. Yeah, king f6 is the only move which is allowing black to save the position. Also, let's not forget that at any moment the queen can start harassing black king from this diagonal. King f6 is the most precise move, is allowing black, yes, to keep the balance. Another check, king h8, and this time it's king h8 which is saving the game. Otherwise, for example, if king g8, then a check will follow and black king is getting checkmated. That's why you should never allow this white queen to step on f7 square with a check, for example. And on the other hand, of course, let's not forget that there is a mating threat from black side. Yeah, again, this time king g8 is the only move which saves the game. For example, if rook d4, then this is how white can win. And then queen takes b6, yeah, and black's position is starting to collapse. Black king is very vulnerable, you know, but all hail to Maxime Vachier-Lagrave, who played accurately and managed to save this tough position. Black came after this pawn on f3. You can't make a move like queen e1. And now, yeah, already white wants to play queen e3. That's why rook f2 was made, king g3, and the rooks are also gone. Well, only the queens are left with the pawns, but even so, in this case, there is no way to make a progress, you know. Yeah, queen endgames are very tricky, and even when being down in material, having less pawns, you can always rely on perpetual check. At this point the players agreed to a draw because black is giving a perpetual check. This is a draw. Total equality is on the board. Yeah, with the next move threefold repetition will appear, right? Yes. Well, this is it, dear chess lovers. To be honest, I am a little bit disappointed with what Liren did. I was expecting a quick win from him, but he made several mistakes, missed golden opportunities several times, and on the other hand, Maxime Vachier-Lagrave played excellently and managed to draw. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in my next video. Take care.